Atlanta Bird Gang, what's popping? What's going on, man? It's your dog Toddy checking in with the post game show. Falcons versus the Ravens. Of course, the Falcons lose once again, 17-9, which brings our grand total as far as our record to an astounding 5-10. Um, Going into the game, I felt we probably wasn't gonna win today for numerous reasons. But it is what it is. Another game. We lost 2 games left in the season. 2 games left in the season. Um, See, we got checking in. So already we got Diva Sexy Red Peach in the building. Says make sure to hit that like button. Thank you so much, Diva. I really, really appreciate that, y'all. And just like she said, man, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Do us a favor, hit the like button. That definitely helps out the channel, gets the content out to more places, So appreciate that. Thank you, everybody. Uh my dog David checking in. What's going on? David says clearly. Steve also says the refs definitely made some bad calls. Yeah, they were terrible today. I think they were trying to assist us in tanking. Also, the refs. I think the refs are probably born, raised in New Orleans. They gave us some Saints referees today, man. The referees weren't doing us no kind of favors today at all. Keep it competitive enough to lose. Yep. Definitely was. They beat us with their backup Huntley in today. Seen some good in the game, but overall we really just wasn't in it at all today. Um Facebook user says defense held their own. Yeah, they did, man. They did. Hey, man, can't nobody blame nothing on the defense today. If you try to blame this game in any way, shape, or form on the defense, there's two things. One, clearly you're not watching the games. Two, you have an agenda. So I don't want to hear I don't want to hear nobody's talking about the defense today. Defense did their part. Offense, for the most part, put up 6 points the entire game. Had a late field goal, but on the road, man, if you hold a team 17 points on the road, you're supposed to win that game. So don't nobody come hollering the defense today. Defense did what they were supposed to do. Davidson's probably trying to get in a position for Bryce Young, quite possibly, bro. Quite possibly. Antonio, what's up? Let's go for the top 4. Hey, Antonio, that's what it looked like we did today, dog. I'm telling y'all, Arthur Smith made no bones about it. Tank mode. Arthur Smith was in full tank mode today. We had some bad calls by the refs, of course. But Arthur Smith was very animated today arguing with the refs. But I think he was doing a little Broadway acting also to try to disguise the fact that he really wasn't trying to win the game. That was tank mode today. We wasn't trying to win. Drake will be fine in my opinion. Thoughts? Drake London. Hey man, Drake better start holding on to that football, bro. Like, come on, bro. You can't keep just fumbling on key catches and opportunities. Drake got to hold on to the football. I think ultimately he will be fine, but like, come on, bro. Now fumbling is one. Maybe not running the best routes at this point in his career. You can you don't really fuss at that too much because he's only rookie. But fumbling, that's just football fundamentals. Even in middle school, people gonna get on you by fumbling. That's the most basic part of football. Hold on to the ball. So it's hard to give him a pass at that even as a rookie, man. You just can't be fumbling, man. Like you gotta cut that out. That's starting to become commonplace. I would like to know grades on the refs, like how many players get graded each game. The refs get graded after every game. They get graded just like players do. I don't know if they release that publicly, but they do get graded. And the highest graded refs get to go to the playoffs, and then further on Super Bowl things like that. So they definitely get graded. They have their own report card. What's up, Winston? How's it going today, bro? How you doing? We need another wide receiver badly. I think we'll go get one in the off season. They'll try to find another wide receiver in there. I hope we bring Zacchaeus back though. I like Zacchaeus a lot. So hopefully we'll bring him back. Nate, what's up, bro? So the defense held their own for another week. This offense been anemic for a week. Yeah, man. Shoot, we going on months now, Nate. And like I say, man, like can't nobody be blaming the defense, this time. Defense been playing good enough to win for at least the last month. And they've been getting all the static from people complaining about the defense and offense putting up baseball numbers. 9 points, man. I see the Braves go out there and score more points, score more runs than that. So you can't put this on the defense this week. You gotta find another scapegoat. Gotta find another scapegoat this week. Defenses I'm still liking Ricky Picks, but next season we need to put in the Mississippi. Yes, we need to have another good draft. I think the 2022 draft was a very good draft for the Falcons, and hopefully the 2023 draft will be even better. Next year you're gonna look for some of your younger guys to take the next step in their career. Jalen Hawkins, Richie Grant, Troy Anderson, Drake London. So we just need to continue to do well in the draft. What's up, Scooter? Tough Loss Tidy decided to show some love on YouTube today. I definitely appreciate it, bro. I sure appreciate it, Scooter. And Tony said, let's go. Jalen Carter looking good in the ATL uniform. That would be a blessing, bro. I will tell you that. That will be a blessing. Armani in the building. What's up, Armani? Says we going quarterback, ain't we? It's possible, man. It's possible. Desmond really got 2 more games, man, to keep the competition away. I think the last 2 games of our season and what we end up drafting at, that's going to tell us what we need to know. But I think it's highly possible. I think it's highly possible. I think a lot of the Falcons Twitter who was on the Bijan Robinson train, I think that has been officially been put to rest. Tyler Algier is our guy of the future, our running back for the future. So it never made any sense to me to be trying to get Bijan Robinson in the first round when you got a running game and you got probably the best rookie running back in the NFL. Tyler Algier had another very impressive game today, running hard, running tough. So we may get a quarterback in here. Let's see what we standing at. Let me go to Tankathon real quick. See where our draft position is at after today's loss. I assume they done updated it by now. 5 and 10 looks like we still number 7, y'all. NFL Tankathon still got us at number 7. Colts right above us. We do play Arizona again though, so could still possibly move up. Got to understand, this season was just a bridge to get to the next year. This season on a 1-year deal, says Facebook user. Facebook user, are they actually taking, or are we just a team not worthy of suiting up? Today was tank mode, bro. Today was tank mode. I'll tell you why. Arthur Smith wasn't really trying to win today. He was content with losing. I'm gonna tell you the conclusion that I got from watching this game, and I could see it from the first quarter. When you come out and the game is still winnable, and you keep going for it on 4th down at midfield, and you're throwing the ball. We went for it on like 4th and 5, bro. Throwing the ball down the field. You're not trying to win. You're not even playing a field position game at that point. That's a team that's not purposely trying to win. They're wanting to lose that game. Now they're gonna try to. We try to. Art Smith tried to disguise it and not make it so obvious. Because wasn't trying to win today. When you keep going for it on 4th down like that, 4th down like that, 4th down like that, you're not trying to win. I'm gonna tell you what Art Smith is trying to do today. He didn't want to win, and he wanted to evaluate his quarterback. Desmond Ridder threw the ball 33 times. He threw the ball 33 times on the road in this kind of weather. And the game was close pretty much all game. It ain't like Baltimore jumped on us and ran away with the game. It ain't like they built up a 24, 28, 33, 35 point lead. And we just continually going for it on fourth down, and then we throwing the ball 33 times in a close game. That's the most passing attempts that any Falcons quarterback has had this year. And it just coincidentally happened when we had our rookie in there. So what Arthur Smith was doing, he's like, yo, look, this season a wash, it's a wrap. We ain't gonna get in the playoffs, we definitely ain't winning no Super Bowl. So it would really benefit my team to move up in the draft if we can. And I need to evaluate my quarterback. So I'm gonna let him throw the ball. I'm gonna let him, air it out. What happens, happens. I could just tell by the situation of play calling. Like I say, you continually going forward on fourth down, 4th and 5, or 4th and 1, 4th and 2. And his Arthur Smith's short yardage situation of play calling is already questionable. But that drive when Tyler Algier tripped over either his foot or somebody's foot, so he just tripped at the goal line. So at that point, it's like 3rd and goal, and then we throw the ball on third down. We don't get it. Then we come back next play, and then we run the ball. When it would have made way more sense to run the ball again on third down, and if you still don't make it, maybe run again. But the passing the ball on fourth down would have made more sense. So clearly, we were not trying to really win this game, man. I could just tell. Like I said, you coming out throwing 33 times a day. You're trying to evaluate your quarterback. Arthur Smith is doing exactly what we talk about every day in here. Is really gonna be the guy. I need to see what I got. So for him, this was a good evaluation tool for his quarterback. 33 attempts in a close game on the road in cold weather. When any other time, we'd have been running the ball 55 times a game, so we weren't trying to win. Again, this is just an evaluation game for Desmond Ridder. And also, there's no need to win. Hey, we need to try to get in that top 5 if we can. There's some real great potential talent up there at the top 5 of the draft. So let's see if we can move up. But definitely a game that the Falcons, didn't make winning a priority. That was obvious. Nate, yep. Exactly, Nate. And Nate, that was by design, bro. Trust me. That was by design. And I totally agree with you. He called one of his worst games as a head coach. I absolutely agree. But it was by design. He was not trying to win. That was a tank game. It's tank. I'm not trying to win. Like I say, he disguised it with his antics with the referees on the sideline, And I'm not saying he's not animated and he went pissed off, but there was some Hollywood in that too. I don't want to make this obvious that I ain't really trying to win this game. I'm not gonna come out here and call the best game. I'm not gonna call plays that put us in the most favorable positions to win, because we don't really need to win, and I really need to evaluate my quarterback. So I'm gonna let him come out here and throw the ball 28 plus times a game, which ended up being 33 times a day. And I'm not gonna call the best game because I don't need us to win. And they had their backup quarterback in, so so he had to do what he could to make sure the Falcons didn't come out here with a victory. So tank mode. Don't be surprised, y'all, if these next 2 games or the last game, Grady Jarrett is done for the season. Mysteriously, what Grady has done, he's nursing a sprained toenail. Cardero Patterson, he won't be playing the last 2 games. He's nursing a hangnail. Don't be surprised if some of the impact vets, if they don't play these last 2 games. Atlanta's done. We're in tank mode, evaluate the QB mode. Atlanta's no longer trying to win any games. So if some of the vets come out, don't be surprised. I'm sure guys like Lindstrom, they're probably going to still play. McGarry, I mean, because they don't want to kill the quarterback, of course, so you got to keep him protected as much as you can. But some of them impact guys, don't be surprised that AJ Terrell, that hamstring just mysteriously bothering him. Hey, AJ, go sit down, bro. But coach, I want to play. Well, that's cool. Just, take the next 2 weeks off. Take the last game off. So don't be surprised. Tank mode. Falcons are in tank mode. Antonio says Ridder looks good. He looks better. You know me, Antonio. When he looked good, I'm gonna say he looked good. I'm gonna say he looked better today. I'm still not gonna come out here and say he looked good. He looked better. Looked much, much better today. Once the second quarter start, he looked a lot better than he has the prior 5 quarters. First quarter looked jittery, looked nervous still, some bad erratic throws. Second quarter and beyond, settled down, made some great throws, looked much more poised in the pocket, looked very much more decisive on his decision making. Still got to work on that accuracy though. There's still some balls that seem to get away from him, but he looked much better, much better. A terrible game last week, looked much better this week. I still can't put the good tag on him, because if I put the good tag on him, that means he played good. He played better this week. I won't call it good, but he definitely played better. I saw a lot of improvement, a lot of progression from the rookie today. So much better game from our rookie. Much better game. Tyrell, what's up, bro? Says Ridder's not ready, and most knew that. Him being thrown into the fire now, and what we see reflects that. Yeah, I agree. You could see last week that he just was not ready. Was not ready at all. And us fans being fans, what we all were saying before, when Mariota was still the starter. Hey man, put Ridder in, man. Ridder can make that play. Ridder can make that pass. But when you get thrown in that fire, it's totally different. And that's one thing that we have to keep in mind as fans, man. Like, I'm never gonna be the guy preseason don't matter, because preseason matters. I'm never gonna be the guy to say preseason don't matter, because preseason matters. When you say preseason don't matter, that's just like saying practice don't matter. Preseason matters. So I'm never gonna be the guy to tell you preseason don't matter, because that's a bunch of bull. Preseason matters. But this is the thing. Preseason football, regular season football. 2 totally different worlds. That's like a Ford F-150 and an 18-wheeler. You're driving 2 totally different type of trucks. Yeah, you might can get an F-150 and handle that truck like a big dog. You rolling all on top of curves, you spinning out, you're on the interstate, doing your thing, music loud. But just because you can drive that F-150 like that, big dog, that don't mean you can hop in that 18-wheeler and drive that thing like you've been doing it for 10, 15 years. Oh, no. Totally different. So regular season football, preseason football, 2 totally different worlds, different environments, situations. And us fans, we watch Ridder in the preseason, look good in the preseason, and we figured, well, he looked good against 3rd, 4th, 5th stringers and practice squad guys. So yeah, put him in the game. Preseason. Ridder was playing in preseason. He was playing at preseason speed, preseason play calling versus preseason talent. But when you go into the regular season, F-150, 18-wheeler, 2 totally different worlds. It takes time, experience, and practice to get up to speed to drive that 18-wheeler comfortably. So just because you see somebody on anything in preseason, don't think that's going to automatically translate to the same type of play in the regular season. 2 totally different worlds. Facebook user says we might need to question the GM and the coach, and man, these are not the right combination. I think next year, that's when we can apply a lot more pressure on them. I still ain't calling for their heads yet, just because of the situation they inherited. And again, they weren't trying to win today, bro. They once Mariota was benched, the Falcons unofficially threw in the towel on the season. Once Mariota was benched, the Falcons unofficially threw in the towel. Now, I really think they wanted to beat the Saints because it's the Saints. But going forward, after that, when Mariota hit the bench, season a wash. I mean, they ain't going to come out there. They're not going to say that publicly, but that's essentially what it was. And that's why I say don't be surprised if these next two games, some impact vets, they don't play. Don't be surprised if Patterson don't play next week. Now, it may be a little tricky with Patterson because we already down Huntley. So he may be forced into action. But I still wouldn't be surprised if he didn't play because they can always – you put Avery Williams back there. You can pull somebody up off practice squad. You can go pay a free agent Littleton and just come here and fill in. But don't be surprised if some vets don't play these last two games. Don't be surprised. Knowing this team, they will win the next two games. You are absolutely correct, sir. That would be the most Falcon thing in history, and that's what we do best. We will win when we should be losing, and we will lose when we should be winning. You absolutely right, Antonio. Davis's problem is no one loses their job over terrible performances. Do you mean like the players or the refs? Because I don't know if you're talking about the players or the refs on that. Smith needs to give up play calling and get a competent offensive coordinator. I've seen a lot of people saying that these last few weeks, Tyrell. They may bring one in next offseason. I don't know if Coach Smith ego will allow that though. You know, he as we both know, he's stubborn, man. So I don't know if his ego will allow that. Winston says the biggest way to swing momentum is a turnover. Whether it's early in the game or at the end, turnovers will kill you. London is nice, but he's costing us games at this point. He got to hold on to the ball. And I was saying that earlier, Winston. Like as a rookie, man, like I don't try to come down too hard on rookies. I give them a pass. Like I can give him a pass for running the wrong routes. I can give him a pass for not running precise routes. I can give him a pass for not even blocking downfield. But fumbling, man, like it's hard to give anybody a pass fumbling, man. I mean, middle school, you're like, bro, like when you first started playing football, 5-6 years old, that's just fundamental football. You don't fumble the ball, you know. So he got to fix that, man. He has to fix that. You can't make a habit of fumbling. Antonio says, "I'm sorry, there's no excuse with this cap space." Do you mean next season? When you say that, Antonio, do you mean next season? Basically, you said we knew the season was probably a bust. True. I like the improvement from Ritter. I'd rather go defensive line, edge, or cornerback. I like the improvement from Ritter also. You know, because everybody was telling me last week I was being tough on him. I was being too harsh on him, and I'm gonna be the first one to tell you this week that he improved a lot from game one. A lot. Improved a lot. Damn near like a totally different player. And I was excuse me, as I was telling Antonio, I'm not ready to say he was good today, but he was damn sure way better than he was last week. You know, still a lot of mistakes out there, and he's still a rookie. So cool with that. You know, go ahead and make all these rookie mistakes now in your rookie year. Because he needs to learn from that mistakes playing arguably the toughest position, in American sports. So just keep improving, kid. Continue to develop the great chemistry that you got with your tag team partner, Drake London. And just tell your boy Drake, man, when y'all get to texting and playing 2K this week, hey, man, you got to hold on to the damn ball, bro. Hey, you got to hold on to the ball. You can't be doing that fumbling, man, Antonio said, I think we can go higher than 3 or 4. I think we can get probably up to 3. Let's take a look at it, bro. Let's look at it here together real quick. I think we can get up to 3 as far as the draft position goes, though. Last time I looked at it, 3 definitely plausible. I don't know if we can get up any closer than 3, though. So let's see. We are now 5-10. Number 3 is 4-10. So we definitely can get up to 3. We keep losing, and Denver, wins another game or 2. But like we said last week when we looked at this, y'all, there's still only one game. Well, hell, not even one game no more. We all got 10 wins in the loss column. You know, Denver got 10 losses in the loss column, y'all. Excuse me. Denver has 10 losses. Rams has 10 losses. Arizona has 10 losses. We have 10 losses. So we can definitely get up to 3. I don't see us getting to number 2 because Chicago got 12 losses. So I think number 2 and number 1 is out of the question. But we definitely can get up to 3. Most certainly can get in the top 5. And man, it's some real top tier talent right now in the top 5. So definitely in position. Like Antonio was saying, though, knowing these Falcons, they'll go out here and they'll win these next 2 games. Just knowing this team, man, they'll go out here and they'll win these next 2 games when they really should be winning the next 2 games, man. So we're gonna see. Travis says the author should have been more committed to the run early on. I agree, but that's only if he was trying to win. He wasn't trying to win today. He wasn't trying to win. Arthur Smith wanted to evaluate his quarterback, and he didn't want to win, bro. He didn't want to win. That's why he called the game like he called it. That's why you see Desmond Ridder with damn near 35 passing attempts today. He was just trying to evaluate his quarterback, see what kind of passes, see what kind of throws that he can make, see what kind of throws that he's still struggling with. And that way he knows what they need to work on as a player and also as a coach. And also, again, whether or not he needs to go and draft the quarterback next year. Rasheed, what's up, bro? How you doing today, bro? We missed so much. It's hard to be patient with Terry Fontenot. I do like some of his picks and how they're developing. We got to hit in free agency. Yeah, we do. Got to hit in free agency and got to spend wisely in free agency. And also, we need to have another draft. Well, it's another good draft, another great draft. Because I think in year 3, I think you got to win, man. That's why this quarterback evaluation process is so important. You gotta start winning in year 3 of this administration, man. These first 2 years we'll give you a break, we'll give you a pass. Ain't nobody on the hot seat. But year 3, man, hey, you gotta start winning, man. I don't think it should take 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 years to rebuild a team. First 2 years, hey, you're getting the money right, you're getting your picks in here, you're getting guys that fit your skin here. You revamping the locker room, bringing in guys that you like, getting guys out here that you don't like. So, you'll give them 2 full seasons to do that. Turn the salary cap around, all that stuff, put your blueprint on the team. But year 3, hey, bro, year 3, year 4, hey, it's time to start winning. Hey, it's time to start going 9-8. Time to start going 10-7, 11-6. It's time to start winning. You just can't keep losing. Winston says the value of Robinson in the top 7 for our team doesn't equate. At that position, we need the edge of defensive tackle. I totally agree. I totally agree. And I've been a fan of Robinson, since last year. I've been talking about, he would be that's somebody the Falcons need to take. But I was saying that before. We got Tyler Algier, before we got Caleb Huntley. But the way our team is set up, man, and you already got a stud running back, like getting Bijan Robinson in the top, the first round of the draft, that makes absolutely no sense for the Atlanta Falcons, not one bit. It don't make sense for the Falcons, not one bit. I mean, you're already the top 3 running team, so it just don't make sense. Tyler is your running back 1, and you're going to have him on a 5th round contract for like the next 3 or 4 years, And one thing Arthur Smith has shown, and I will give him credit for this, he has shown that he know how to scheme to run the ball. He has an elite running game with a 5th round draft pick, a special teams guru turned running back, a undrafted free agent who has bounced from practice squad to practice squad. Avery Williams, cornerback turned special teamer turned running back turned slot guy. Arthur Smith has shown like, hey, I can scheme to run the ball. Don't worry about that. So you don't really need to get that shiny object. I call it the shiny object syndrome. Bijan Robinson is a shiny object, and I'm not taking nothing away from him. Incredible talent, and I'm a huge fan of his game. But for the Falcons, it would be a shiny object. That's just a shiny object draft pick. That's just like going to get another wide receiver, another pass catcher in the first round, another shiny object. At this point, we don't need no shiny objects anymore. We don't need to do that anymore. Go out there and get somebody who, in a position of need, who's really going to truly help this team. David Starr says Algier is even improving catching the ball. Yeah, he is. He definitely is, man. He's going to be a hell of a running back for the Falcons. And I'm looking forward to see his progression these next 3, 5, 7, 8, 9 years, however long he stays on the team. See, after punt on 4th and 2. Kelly says if Lamar played, we would have had the pass control. Oh, yeah. Lamar played, we'd have been out of there by the start of the third quarter. Lamar would have played because Hunting for them, he's mediocre at best. So Lamar was out there, they really would have crushed us. And that's why, well, I'm sure that's why he didn't play. Baltimore, like, we got the Falcons. No, dog, we don't need you to beat the Falcons. This is the Falcons we about to play. They're not finna win. And they probably don't even want to win. And we showed we didn't truly want to win. So get healthy, Lamar. Like, this the Falcons that we playing. This ain't Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the Eagles. This ain't no truly competitive team, man. We're gonna beat these boys from Atlanta without you. So go ahead and get ready for the playoff push. Scooter says Riddle would be fine in a pro style offense, not the read option offense that we run. That's an interesting take. So you think he'd be better in a pretty much a type of offensive scheme, tailoring more to his skill set and what he did well in college, and not the read option, that of course that we run here in Atlanta. You might be right. You may totally be right. That Mariota, he ran that read option good when it came to keeping the ball, running the ball, and keeping the defense on their toes. Mariota's issue was he just wasn't a proficient passer. Rashid says this just reassures me that Arthur Smith was forced to switch quarterbacks. I believe he wanted to stay with Marcus Mariota. I think so too. I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. After the game, Mariota got benched. I know they had a staff meeting where I think a lot of top executives met, and like you said, I think they came to a consensus on, hey, coach, it's your show, you run the show, but like we need to go ahead and get Rick in here and see what we got. But I think he was kind of aggressively convinced that it's time to make a quarterback switch. Because at that point in time, before they benched him, I think Arthur Smith wanted to get in the playoffs. I think the competitive nature and the competitive drive of him wanted to get in the playoffs, and show everybody, like, I'm a damn good coach. Look at the roster I put in the playoffs. Look at the quarterback I got in the playoffs. Quarterback that nobody else want. I went and got him out free agency, and now we're in the playoffs. And it just didn't happen that way. We had some bad breaks, that ended up and where we ended up losing 2-3 games that we really should have won. And if we win them games that that we should have won, we're not even talking about Ritter because Mariota would be in at this point in time. So I totally agree with you, bro. We're officially eliminated from the playoffs. Straight evaluation mode. So it's official now. Straight evaluation mode. Straight tank mode. Straight up tank mode. Yeah. So yeah, man. Like I say, don't be surprised if some vets sit down. Tyrell says Arthur Smith may not be offensive genius. Many thought he was. He doesn't adapt or set up plays like Shanahan or McVay. He relies too much on the running game. He doesn't have a stellar deep ball pass combination scheme, just my honest opinion. I agree with you on that. I've been saying for the longest, Tyrell, even when Mariota was playing, like, we don't have a third and long play. I noticed that, like, second, third, fourth, fifth game of the year, like, we don't have a third and long play. Like, if it's past 3rd and 9, we just messed up. We don't have a 3rd and 15 play. We don't have a 3rd and 12 play. And, I guess a lot of that has to do with, the quarterback we had at the time also. But I can agree with you on that. It'll be interesting to see what he does next year. If he brings somebody in for the play calling or if he hangs on to it. it'll be interesting to see. I said I think he was content with Mariota. Um, Eddie, what's up, bro? Says he did some good things today, though. Ritter, yeah, he did. He did, and I said that earlier. Eddie, he looked much better today compared to game one. He did some good things today. He made some good throws. He hit Drake London on some good throws down the field, man. It was one throw he made look like an 8-year vet. He put the right amount of touch on the ball. He put it in a spot that only not Ritter, that only London could go up and get it. He caught it at like maybe the 7 or 8 yard line, and Drake made a hell of a catch too. So I really got to give him just as much as credit. But he did do some good things today. He did much, much, much improved today. Much improved. Maddie says, Ritter stepped up big time. Definitely not his fault we lost. The refs were a joke, and the play calling was terrible. No, it's not his fault we lost. We weren't going to lose today. I mean, we weren't going to win today. Falcons didn't come out there trying to win. Falcons didn't want to win today. We weren't going to win. Art Smith was going to make sure we weren't going to win. This winning today, there was nothing truly positive in the long run that we would have gained from winning. We obviously not a playoff team. You 5-9. You ain't a playoff team. So no, it's definitely not his fault we lost. Not at all. Although the offense didn't produce really, well, I gotta say really, they didn't produce any touchdowns. It's not his fault. It's definitely not his fault. Brian, what's up, Brian? Says that win now mentality when Smith came in looks like ass now. Should have went rebuild on day one. Next year we would have been ready to make our run. Next year we would still have a terrible defense and the unicorn with his 4 touchdowns fire everybody. So Brian said get rid of everybody, man. I think that win now, man. I don't know. I think some of that is like coach speak and GM speak. Because really, they're never gonna come out and say we are rebuilding. You're never gonna hear that from an owner. You're never gonna hear that from the head coach. Even though when it's obvious, a lot of times a team is rebuilding. They're never gonna tell us fans that because they still got a product to sell us. They still got to get us in the stadium. They still got to get us to buy jerseys. They still got to get us to support the team. They still got to get us to talk about them on social media. So I don't think a coach or GM never gonna just come out and admit that at all. So I'm gonna drop a link real quick if anybody want to come in, man, because I can't stay on too long today. Going bowling with the family here a little later on this evening. So if anybody want to come in, I'm gonna drop the link. I'm finna drop it on Facebook. So if anybody want to click on that link and come in and tell me your thoughts about the game, about Ritter, about Coach Smith, you just click that link. You're more than welcome to come join the show. I'm also about to drop the link to the YouTube crew. If anybody want to come in, you're more than welcome to come in. So if anybody want to come in, just hit that link and you can come in and get your thoughts on the game as well. Let's see. Antonio says Ritter, Tyler, London, Pitts. Our offense looking good next year. Potentially so. Just gotta. I don't know. I still, Antonio, I still think they're gonna bring a quarterback in here next year. And right now, as we talk, I still don't think Desmond Ritter has done enough to keep the competition away at Flowery Branch. So if the season ended today, I would say they're gonna bring a free agent in here, to potentially be the starter instead of Ritter, or they would draft a quarterback in the first round. So I still ain't just totally sold on Ritter, man. For me, Ritter just gotta earn that job. He gotta take it. Now he looked much better today, but I just still ain't ready to put it in stone like Ritter is that guy just yet. But he damn sure looked better today. I got a whole lot less criticism of him this week than I had last week. Because he was bad again in the first quarter, but after the first quarter, you saw the potential that the kid had. You saw the poise that the kid had. How he stepped in the pocket. So there was some good things from Ritter today that I was impressed with, but I just ain't hit that point yet where I'm totally convinced. And then I still like I just still feel like a general manager and a head coach, they just ain't gonna put everything on the line for a third round pick going into their third season where they still don't yet have their quarterback solidified in here. So, but we shall see. We shall see, man. He keeps improving like he improving. You know, he may end up being that guy. We're gonna bring a few of the fellas in here. John Harris checking in, Winston Thorne checking in, David Starks checking in. What's going on, fellas?
What's happening,
Yo,
cuz?
yo, what's going on?
Not much, man. Not much. Chilling like a villain. Chilling like a villain. What y'all know no good about the game?
Man.
And there go John with the drink. Oh,
What y'all-
blood pressure pills.
I'm running out of medication too fast. These jokers here,
Blood
man.
pressure pills.
You know.
Man.
But hey, man, y'all go ahead. Y'all go ahead. I'm trying to get my jumbled fluster cluck thoughts together.
John, you know we was gonna lose today. You know we was gonna lose.
Exactly.
Yeah, I did. However, you know, this growing process is
It hurt,
sometimes
don't it?
painful. You go 2 steps forward, 5 steps back, 1 step forward, 8 steps back, all of that. You know, it's oh man. Knowing that they were going to lose, but wanting them to win now, wanting something to happen and make them win. That's the most frustrating thing with me. Now, one point that I want to get to. Drake London and them damn sleeves. I said it last week, and I said it again this week. I went to Academy Sporting Goods, and I went and looked at those sleeves because I wanted to confirm what it was that I thought. And number one, why were you wearing nylon sleeves last week in the Georgia Dome? Why were you doing that? You know, and then it bites you in the behind again today. And see, he took them off, but I didn't know he was that light-skinned. It looked like he still had them on. He man look like this t-shirt. His arm looked like this t-shirt, you know. And my thing is that okay, now they sell a type of sleeve that has a sticky surface on it where a football will, you know, lock in there, you know. But you sitting up here wearing these things, and I know he didn't take them off. Arthur Smith went over there and ripped them out of his jersey. That's what he did, and got them things off of him, man. Because see, you cost us 2 games, 2 doggone games.
No, 3 games. 3 games.
Is it 3?
This
Yeah,
third,
right. 3 games.
Because he got ripped. He got ripped against San Diego.
Yeah.
3 games.
No,
I know
it's
it was
2
2
games.
games.
I thought it was
with
just
them
2
sleeves.
games.
No, he fumbled this game and last game, and then he got ripped against San Diego.
Oh, but I won't
But
say he cost. I won't say he
ain't gonna
cost
say
us
there's a
this
credit
game.
to the sleeve. I put it all accredited to him trying to do too much.
No, I'm saying like cost us game. I don't think you could say today's from a cost us a game because we
At the time,
won today.
we was moving. We
But
was moving around.
weren't trying to
I
win.
ain't
How a fumble don't cost you the game?
I ain't gonna necessarily say it cost us the game.
Man, it cost us the game.
Nah,
But them boys went
nah,
back down the field, got
nah,
another
nah.
field goal.
It's
Hey,
becoming a
Winston,
return.
trust me, bro. The Falcons weren't trying to win today.
That's my point too. The Falcons weren't trying to win the game.
Wait a minute.
I look at the play calling and I see
I'll
that
give you the other
when
2
we should be
games,
passing.
but this game, no.
Tied in.
I see the play calling. When we should be passing, we was running. When we should have been running, we was passing. I see what's going on. But at the same time,
let's put it this way: if we score in that possession, we still lose. The other 2 games, you can't say that. But if we score in that possession, he fumble, we still gonna lose today.
I don't think so. Because the momentum,
I'm gonna say this.
The momentum wouldn't have swung that way.
That coupled
if we
with
had scored all that possession, the momentum wouldn't have swung that way.
Trust me when I tell you this, bro. Arthur Smith did not want to win today, dog. Trust me.
I don't think so either.
So
I don't think so either.
that's why I say that fumble didn't cost us the game, because we weren't coaching to win. It'd have been the other games I agree with, but I can't say he cost us this game because we obviously didn't go out there to win. When you going for it on 4th and 5 in a what was a 3-point ball game, you're not trying to win.
And only the opponent what we're at, the 43, 44?
Yeah, we pretty much at midfield. So
yeah,
we weren't gonna win today.
And I mean, at midfield, you pretty much no man land, man. It is what it is at that point. Once you cross over the 40 to the 43, that's no man land. Either you can punt and hope that your opponent can and angle it to get them out, or you got to go for it.
The way the defense was playing, if he was trying to win that game, no, he would have punted the football and set them back and try to set them inside to it.
Yeah, you put foot to it.
Yeah, and then went for it on 4th down on the very next possession, bro. We weren't trying to win today. Today,
how many times we went on?
Yeah, this was the evaluating quarterback day.
That's all it was.
Now hold up.
We went on 4th down. What 4-9?
Now isn't this how Smith been calling the game for the whole year?
Nah, man.
No,
man.
Not going for it like that. Not when he got a chance. Not when he got a chance to. Not when, especially down there. That next last time we were down there in the red zone, and he had a chance to make that a one possession game, and then kick the field goal and went for it with really tripped up Algier going into the end zone. It was that series. Now he had a chance to kick a field goal and still make that a one possession game. If he's trying to win the game, he's gonna make that a one possession game and let his defense work.
Right.
Now, if Ritter hadn't fumbled, okay, the officials had called the game kind of halfway right, because we got ripped off for what? How many? At least.
The officials were atrocious today.
Yeah,
they were completely against.
They were atrocious today.
And then Titus,
that London catch, that was a catch.
Yeah, and that was a catch. No, not the London catch. That tight end, whoever that was, that tight end.
The London catch was the ball hit the ground, but it didn't move.
It didn't hit the ground.
Catch was the catch.
It did hit the ground.
That touchdown.
It hit the ground, but it didn't move. The ground didn't help him make that catch. The ball did not move once it hit the ground.
I'm about to look at that.
Yeah, he didn't use the ground to trap the ball.
No, he didn't use the ground to trap the ball. The ball hit the ground, but it didn't move.
The rule of the catch is the ball can hit the ground, but you cannot use the ground to trap the ball.
Right. It can't bounce up into your hand, and you
can't use the ground to trap the ball. That was the catch.
He had the vice grip on that dog.
He had the vice grip on that ball.
Yeah, and then that phantom holding call against Miguel. Who was that?
Christ. Jesus Christ.
That one. No. I'm talking about the one where CP ran into the end zone.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about too. That's what I'm talking about too. That was just absolutely ridiculous, man.
Was that
absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, they called that on Zacchaeus.
Yeah.
They called it on Zacchaeus. That was absolutely ridiculous.
And see, my thing, I've been seeing all year long. Whenever you see an offensive lineman with his hand around your back, that's holding, man. Good.
Yeah, because he's outside the framework of your body.
Yeah, look.
He's outside the framework of your body.
I just stopped even talking about a framework the way them just go calling that mess, man. I said, man, so we can damn near undress the man on the field. He running around out there butt ass naked and ain't no holding call. Come on, bro. So, Titus, since you framed it into a quarterback evaluation game, I still man, there's just so much stuff I want to say. I want to say it all at the same damn time because I don't know which word.
Slow down.
Man, dedication got the words just slamming up to the front of my mouth. I can't get. That's. But chew your food before you swallow. Oh, take your time. Now, to these people, well, one thing I do want to say to these people who keep coming in here talking about that Arthur Smith needs to get an offensive coordinator. quit it. Y'all just need to quit it. You'll have to fire him in order to get a new offensive coordinator in here, because see, that man is calling his own offense. And Dave Ragone is down there on the bench with Ritter and Mariota. Now, our offensive coordinator is supposed to be up in the booth. They're supposed to be up top. But you got your supposed offensive coordinator, Dave Ragone, he down there talking to the quarterbacks. I haven't seen Charles London on the field yet. Nowhere.
All them boys be on the field. Last year they tried with the court. They tried it with the coordinators in the booth, and it wasn't working out. So all the coordinators came down to the field this year. All of them on the field.
But see, this is what I'm saying. Now, the offensive coordinator is Arthur Smith. He's calling the plays. He's down there on the field. Okay. Now you got the quarterback coach. I haven't seen him at all this year, but I see Dave Ragone he was with Mariota, and now he's with Ritter on the bench. So, I mean, what are y'all doing? That's my question. What are you people doing? Because see, like I've been telling y'all, if something's going on wrong in a department at a job, you go see the department head. That's the person you go see. You don't go see the president. You go see the department head. Okay, hey man, what the hell going on over here? Y'all need to get something straight. Blah 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 blah. And then you walk off. But see, my quarterback coach, now Ritter, from what I'm seeing, he's doing well with what he brought to the table as a quarterback. He, because see, now just like you guys pointed out, he was jittery, he was nervous, he wasn't, he locking in on receivers and not turning away. This game, just like Tidy said, and I agree with him, he looked a little bit better after the second quarter.
But still, John, he's got to get through his progressions faster.
Yeah, true.
Got to get through the progressions faster.
So that's what
that come with his
supposed to do, right?
Yeah,
that come with his friend.
True.
You gotta look at it like,
and especially with a defense like the Ravens, you gotta go.
This game, night and day.
Yeah,
night and day. He started off this game the same way he started off last game. But
he played better.
His progression, and you gotta think about it. Like, look at it like this: if that fumble hadn't happened and OZ hadn't dropped that ball, that man be touching almost 300 yards on his second start.
Yeah.
So you got to take that into account too. You know what I'm saying? He looked a whole hell of a lot better than what he looked last week. Only thing I want him to do, same thing I want with AK. You getting close. You putting that pressure on him. You getting close. Get the sacks. For him, you getting close. You putting the pressure on him. Get the touchdown.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, true.
That's what we need.
True. And true. Now I can agree. Yeah, he looked a whole lot better, but you know what I'm saying? It's still. I'm just pointing out it's still stuff he needs to work on.
Yeah, he
still stuff. He still needs a lot of work.
A lot of work.
He needs a lot of work.
So, and now there's something else. If you scouted Baltimore, well, see, I can't see. You know what? I can't really talk about it because see, that Tidy done said this is a quarterback evaluation game, so I can't break it down. I would the way that I would a normal game or whatever. But one thing about it that kills me. All right. And I'm just going to mention it like this game counted. I'm going to talk about it like this game counted. Okay. If you scouted Baltimore, you would know that Baltimore has one of the fastest linebacker cores in the league. So why are you running east to west, trying to get out behind the line of scrimmage when your best plan of action is to go straight up Peachtree Street?
Yeah, that's true. And here's another thing with me, y'all. Cordell looked real tentative to me today. He looked real tentative to me approaching the line today.
Yeah.
He looked real tentative.
tippy toeing.
He done got
he looked real tender to me.
He done got comfortable to that warm Atlanta weather.
Injury maybe.
He gotta remember, he came from Minnesota. He used to playing in the cold. He came down to Atlanta and got warmed up.
Well, they playing inside. They playing inside, ain't they?
Right, but Cordero was also in Chicago, and he was also in New
back
England.
then Minnesota was playing outside. They just got it indoor zone.
Even though Cordero was also in Chicago, Cordero was also in New England.
Hold up. Yeah. Hey, can we answer this this comment that's on here for Norman C. Mills Jr.?
Go ahead, you got it.
Hey, brother.
Go ahead.
Hey, brother, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know because we started winning early in the year and all of that, it looked good, and it looked like it was gonna be promising. We're gonna do something with it. This year was a wash year, just like last year. Both of these years were wash years. For us to call a year for us to make the playoff and do something is next year. We had to get off them dirty contract. We done sat there and dealt with the what 2 times. I think twice we have the most 1-year contract in NFL history. No cap space. Most amount of dead money in NFL history. Neither one of these years we were supposed to produce anything. We just trying to make something shake. Right now, we can make a hood meal right now. We got some bread. We ain't got nothing in the cupboard besides some honey. We can slap that on there and make it do what it do. That's what's going on right now. So when you see this team losing games that you think the team is supposed to win, don't get upset over it. Because you got to understand, this team is not supposed to be in this position in the first place. This team is not supposed to be in this position in the first place. That's coaching. Coaching got us to where we are right now. Now that we're out of it, we're going to see really how bad this team is. Because now that we're officially out of it, we're going to put all the backups in. And you're going to see really how bad this team is. As you saw earlier, we put Cornell Armstrong in, and he played significant minutes. For what reason, I don't know. Well, I do know, but for the normal fan, it doesn't look like it makes sense. But it's all an evaluation process.
All right, y'all, we're gonna check out and see what Grady Jarrett said after the game right here.
You try so hard, whatever, but different year. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what's that like? Where you just said same stuff, to have another stretch like this, where you keep fighting, but it's the results that you're not wanting.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You got to keep fighting, but everybody fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to win some games. We got to finish strong as we can, but to be able to not, even have a chance to be in the postseason and mess that up. You know what I'm saying? It's frustrating. You try so hard.
Visibly frustrated and pissed off.
I love that. I love for my captain, for the leader of my dog pack, to sit there and come out there and show his emotion when you've been so political all season long. Hey, well, we get him next time. We still in this, that, and the third. For him to show his emotion, like, hey, yo, this some bullshit. There's some bullshit that's going on right now. I love for that. I love that.
I hear Grady, and I get it, and that's what Grady's supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? As the captain of that defense, as basically the captain of the football team right now. I'm frustrated. I'm irritated. I'm tired of this losing and all that good stuff there. But you know what I'm saying? But I think you know what I'm saying. As you say, Arthur Smith did that acting job. That's a bit of an acting job as well. He probably pretty much well knew that. You know what I'm saying? not trying to win this game. You know what I'm saying? He's just trying to evaluate the young guys. And you know what I'm saying? And right now we need to see who's gonna be on. We need to see who's gonna be here, see who's gonna play, see who's gonna quit, so we know who we need to move forward with.
Yep. What you think, John?
What I saw today was basically what I've been seeing the whole year. Offense on the sideline chilling, drinking drinks, talking about stock options and all this type of stuff, and just chilling. Defense out there being drugged up and down the doggone field, but stopping them from scoring, which is their job. But as far as the workload comparison, the defensive part of the Falcons has spent more time on the field than any of the other portions of the game. I mean, they out there fighting, clawing, doing whatever it is that it takes to stop the other team from scoring to give the offense a chance to win. Now, Tyler, what I always put in the chat: defense, you did your job. Offense, get your ass in gear and give them some points. And see, now Grady was frustrated today for the cameras, according to what y'all saying. But see, away from the cameras, these previous games, man, I know Grady about tore that locker room up. Only reason that locker room is still okay because he visiting in somebody else's house. Because see, man, I mean, and especially Grady himself, the bad calls he's gotten, all of the bad stuff that's happened as far as the defense is concerned. They done played their ass off and don't even get a chance to get a sip of Gatorade between plays before in 2 minutes or less they have to go right back out there and go to work. And for all of the acrimony and all of the hell that people try to give Dean Pease, look, as I've said many times before, that man has made, that man has built the Taj Mahal out of a bird's nest. I'm telling you, man.
Come on now.
Y'all, let's take a moment real quick to see what head coach Arthur Smith thought about today's officiating real fast.
I was not going to comment my opinion, subjective opinion on the officiating. Situationally there, trying to make sure that when they do assess the penalty, there's a lot of things that happen, right? We had a timeout left, the runoff, spud the timeout, a lot of communication. So without going more into it, because I don't want to get fined, I'm not sure what I'm allowed to say. I'm not trying to be critical there, but there's a lot of communication needs to happen in that situation. We're right there in the one. We'll look at everything he led. We can be better. They get more credit. So there's a lot of things going on right there.
Following up on the officiating issues, what were you told about the Pruitt catch, not catch in the red zone?
So they thought he rolled out, maintaining possession. So I got to look at it again. We felt pretty confident. But obviously, they got to look at it and go through their whole procedure. That was the call on the field. So
I guess it seemed like you were more heated than I can remember for the last 2 years toward officiating. Why not say something at this point?
Because I'd rather give the money to people who need it in Atlanta than to give the league office or whatever they do. That's what I'd rather. They're going to find me a lot of money. I'd rather people need it.
I said he'd rather give the money to the people in Atlanta that really need it.
Man, look. I'll take a fine. I mean, Arthur got plenty of money. Arthur got plenty of money. And see, the thing is, no. I'm talking about Arthur Blank. I'm talking about Arthur Blank. To pay the fine or whatever. Because see, every now and then, and even your best coaches, quote unquote, they have done that. Mike Ditka, Man, let me see. Mike Dicker, man, everybody's done it, as a matter of fact. You know, when the officiating is bad, you know, you just got to call it out for what it is. You know, and man, you know, I like the acting, like Tidy y'all saying. I like the acting, but he had reason to. For those calls, he had reason to.
Yeah.
You know, because see, man, look, why do you need to have to run another play when you had the play right there, except for a bad call by you, except for a bad assessment by you? No, man. I don't want to have to do no do-overs. Give me what I earned, man. Give me what I earned.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Cause see, hey, we can go longest yard on that ass now. now, y'all want to? Cause see, I remember Charles Barkley in basketball. They called a little ticky-tack foul. Said he fouled a man. Next play, he knocked the joke over. Now that's a foul right there.
No, that's a foul.
That's a foul.
That's what you call a foul.
So if you're gonna find me, let me earn it.
Yeah, man. Look, you know, you want to call a foul? I give you a foul to call right here. Wait. But oh man, these next 2 weeks, as you alluded to, Tidy, and you guys alluded to, it's going to be very interesting because it's an evaluation. Now, let me see. We got Tampa Bay last, and we got
Arizona next week.
Arizona. And
with Trajan Stoller at the quarterback.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna tell you. We need to win that last game against Tampa Bay. Tidy, I got to have that one.
Just why that one, John?
I don't understand, but we need
that's possibly going to be.
So we got to get Brady at least once.
Yeah.
We need to win against Arizona. The fuck y'all.
Yeah, I think the kid for a real good evaluation on him needs to win against Arizona.
He needs to win against Arizona.
Yeah, he needs to win against Arizona. Tampa still got a good defense as well now. Arizona not so much. So he's got to really put up some numbers, and he's got to beat Arizona.
Produce against a second string quarterback. All right, that's cool. It's a third string quarterback that's coming in now, and a below average team.
Yeah.
You need to win this. You need to do whatever you need to do to win this game. Point blank period. That man haven't lost a home game since high school. His whole college career, he never lost a home game. He need to win this game. And even beyond that, fuck those set. He needs to show that he's able to win in the league. Because if not, all this is just building to what type of competition that we bringing in. Are we bringing somebody in to compete to be a backup? Or are we drafting somebody to be the starter? Or are we bringing somebody in to be the starter? This game right here, Arizona is going to show. It's pretty much going to make his career for the next 3 years.
The Arizona game?
The Arizona game. I'm not gonna say make his career. It's gonna make, but if he performs well and he wins that game, it's gonna make it a very difficult decision what to do with this top 5 pick. Do we go quarterback or do we get Jalen Carter or you know what I'm saying, one of these premier defenders?
Brother, let me ask you this. You got a quarterback that's starting off 0-3. You got a 7th pick overall. Well, no, he saw 0-3. You can slide to like top 5. And then it turns out they weren't. Take a look at this. What? All right, we got an offense that can run the ball. We got a defense that can stop people from scoring. We can give up yard, but we can stop them from scoring. What is your number one pick?
Me this year, I'm going quarterback. I'm going for the. If he goes
hold on, ride with me real quick. All right, so he win this game. Put up numbers similar to the game that he put up today, except with 2 touchdowns. And then we didn't even go to the Tampa Bay game. He put up 200 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Now I got a real difficult.
We slide up to 6. What you gonna draft?
Now I got a difficult decision.
Exactly.
Now I got a really difficult decision. Do I go quarterback or do I get one of the premier defenders?
That's what I said.
Yeah, that's what I was saying too. I was saying
let me ask you this: what defender do you anticipate will be there at 6? Because I think by that time Carter's gone. I think Will Anderson's gone.
Carter's gone. Anderson's gone.
Nika gone. But Verse, Brees, all them boys are still there. Tyree Wilson, all them boys are still there. I wouldn't draft up to get Tyree Wilson.
I think 6 or 7 is a little high for Tyree.
At 6, either I'm taking Brian Brees or I'm taking Jared Verse.
Yeah.
Now,
let me ask you this. If CJ Stroud is there at 6, you gonna pass him over for a defender?
No, you take him.
You have to take it. You have to.
You take him. Point blank period, you take him.
You have to.
Because at that point, if CJ Stroud is still there, we at 5-6. He's still there. You take that. Why? Because you have a chance at a generational talent that would not one be able to change this franchise, but for 2, be able to take the heat off of your coaching and GM and acumen. Because you brought some men that have the talent or whatever, but you have something to work with. So the owner is allowing you to be able to work with it because you brought your man in. Right. More got a talent. It's not like Mariota.
Now
it's not like the stopgaps that he had.
Winston, let me stop you right there. If you bring that person in and they take the heat off the coach, how much longer do you give the coach?
1 more year.
Yeah, you get you.
He get that 23 year.
Yeah, he get 23, and I think you have to get 20.
That's indicative of how high his seat is. We're not cutting no cars no more. No more, because we did that too much.
Right.
We did that way too much. You gotta think about it like, all right, Matt Ryan been going downhill for how long? How long we been sitting there saying, hey, we should move on from him?
Yeah. Hey.
Right.
Some said 17. I said the 19th season.
19th season. That's where I was at.
But
I was at the 18th season. I was at the 18th season. I ain't gonna lie, I was at the 18th season.
I was at 18.
I was at 19. I was after 19. I had no more use for
the 18th season, that's when the money started getting retarded for something that he's not capable of putting toward. The value wasn't working out. If I'm paying you all this money, you're not giving me all of that back in return. It's time for you to go on. We could have traded Matt at 18 and got a first round pick.
I got it.
You know what I'm saying? And 18, because you got to think about it, he's just coming off a Super Bowl run, and then he went to the playoffs the next year.
Yeah, the next year. Then 18, he put up numbers. Then 18, he put up better numbers he put in the MVP season, but we were 7-9.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, we were 7-9 at that point.
So he still was a hot commodity then.
Yeah.
You could have moved in there. and got a couple of first round picks. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Now,
I understand that, and see, everything is pointing back to 2021, Patty. It's pointing back to 2021. You should have gone and gotten a franchise quarterback then while you had Matt Ryan still here. You know, because see, every move that we have made that hasn't worked out, and every move that
excuse me,
we're
bro.
planning.
Let me pick up this food. I'm listening to them.
Oh, okay. Everything that we planned on doing afterwards is pointing back to the fact that we still feel we need a quarterback, and
Right.
under certain circumstances and situations. Because see, look, I'm going to say this: you get a quarterback because you need him. You already have your backup in Ritter. Because if worst comes to worst, you won't have to get another backup quarterback. You got your backup in Ritter, because we're still examining and evaluating third round talent. Okay. Now, I'm going to go a step further. Who do you really have evaluating him? Who? You don't have a quarterback coach. You don't know who your head coach is. A former offensive lineman, tight ends coach, offensive coordinator for a system that does not feature the quarterback as much as we featured Matt Ryan. Okay, so I see this and not just this game here, but in past games where the wide receiver patterns aren't innovative. The moves to get separation, you don't see any. It's just basic running offense. That's the only thing that Arthur Smith can hang his hat on, is a running offense. We kind of like in the position when Jim Moore was here with Michael Vick. Man, we found every possible way to run that there was, but when it came time for the passing game, we didn't have anything.
Right.
You know, that's what I'm looking at. And see, you can't just sit here and run. You got to throw the dogs off the scent every now and then. Bag those jokers up, because see, it's a situation where we've come. They say that we've become vanilla, but that's all I've been tasting ever since the beginning of this year is vanilla ice cream. I want some butter pecan. I want some Rocky Road. Do something that keeps the other team guessing. Because the thing is, if you get this predictable, especially in today's NFL, defensive coordinators are going to scheme you right out of the game if you keep doing the same thing. So that's what I'm looking at.
Also, John, this plays off exactly what you just said. What we're looking at on the screen, it says the Falcons have averaged 16.4 points in their last 7 games. 6 of those have been losses. That ranks 30th in the NFL this season. Pretty much dead last. 16.4 points in the last 7 games. And that's why I came on, fellas, saying, don't be blaming the defense.
Please.
Yeah.
Do not blame the defense.
Exactly.
Please don't.
No.
And here's something I want to talk about. Going back to your point, John, about 2021 and where we didn't get Fields, where we took Pitts over Fields. Now, there are different reports I've heard. It was, I believe the consensus was that Arthur Smith wanted Matt Ryan. Terry Fontenot wanted to get Justin Fields. Now, let's just say that, okay, Riddle doesn't work out, and let's just say we go and we keep this top 6 pick and we get Stroud or Levis or whoever, and they wind up to be a bust. does Arthur Smith pay for that for his job, or do Fontenot and Smith pay for that? Because Fontenot wanted to get the quarterback in the first place.
I think
Smith would
Smith
actually
would be
pay for that.
for Fontenot.
I don't think. Yeah, I was gonna say that. I think Smith would actually pay for that more than Fontenot will. I really think Fontenot so far has done a great job with the trades. Matt Ryan, that looks like a steal. Julio looks like a steal. So I think Arthur Smith's seat would be way hotter than Fontenot's seat would be in that situation.
By far. You gotta look at it all. It's a business. You know what I'm saying? So like, when it comes down to the money, and you getting back value on something that's bad. Think about it. Like, look at what we got from Matt Ryan, and then look what we got for Calvin Ridley. He's making his dollars right up. He's making his next Christmas pay rate right up. His Christmas bonus is right there in those two trades. You know what I'm saying? So like, you get rid of the system before you get rid of the money. That's any business owner. You get rid of the system. If it's not working, you get rid of the system before you get rid of the money. But Smith is not going nowhere at least 2024.
Right.
So everybody can go and get that out of their head. He's not going nowhere until at least 2024. At least this money gets flushed. We can bring in the players that you say that you need to work your system and see what the results is there. And then after that, you told me that you need this and that. All right, I'm gonna give you 3-4 games to show me that you can make it work. If we don't go 3-0 in 2024, 3-0, 3-1, yeah, he about here. I ain't gonna lie to you, he about here. But for anybody to sit there and call for him getting fired this off season or next season, yeah, that's dead.
No,
you're emotional.
You're emotional. No, you're emotional.
Yo, let me ask y'all this. Do y'all think at this point, because a lot of times when we talk and we discuss the team, we analyze the team, especially when it comes to draft picks, a lot of times we'll say, well, this person don't fit our scheme, this person don't fit our scheme, even with your agency. Do y'all think we're at a point with the second consecutive losing season where we probably need to drop evaluating talent simply based off scheme and what we do from this coaching staff? And the reason I say that, because let's be honest, if this thing don't work out with Arthur Smith within the next 1.5 years, he'll be out of here, and you'll have a new coach in here, a totally new scheme. So are we at the point as a franchise where we need to get over just solely this Arthur Smith scheme, and just like player? What are y'all thoughts?
I'm gonna say this. I believe in rounds 3 through 5, you have to draft players that fit your scheme. First, second round, you got to get BPA. That's best player available. So it's got to be a balance there. It's got to be a mix of both, because rounds 1 and 2, they're supposed to be your Pro Bowlers. Those supposed to be your franchise changes. Right. 3 through 5 should be players that fit your scheme.
So a mixture of both. What you think?
Yeah, little mix.
That's an interesting question, Toddy. See, you have me thinking, and I'm under the influence of mind-altering prescription drugs. At any rate, I'm going to try to weed through that and answer this question. And the reason why it's a good question is because, okay, there are certain foundation things that you have to have no matter what scheme you run. Good offensive line that can pass block and run block. defensive line that can crush the pocket, linebackers that are fast enough but stout enough to back up the defensive line, a running game, a passing game. Now, those are things that I'm thinking that are important. You can fit a whole bunch of schemes as long as you got the basics down. As long as you got the basics down, you can do a whole bunch of everything. You can run the run and shoot. You can run 5 wide receivers. You can pound the rock, whatever. But what we have done here from time to time is not follow those basic tenets of football. Just like the Michael Vick era. You know, we had the lightest offensive line in football. But what worked for us was us chop blocking, cut blocking, eye gouging, leg whipping, nose sticking, poking folk in the eye, all that old dirty stuff. When the rules changed, we were messed up. We too small. You know, when the rules changed, that was it. And see, with Arthur Smith right now, in answering your question, I would look at best player available. Best player available, you know, and you can fit him in because, see, now what we're trying to do now, we're trying to be a Falcons power team. And I love that, you know. I want to win every skirmish. I want to win every scrimmage. I want to win every scrum or whatever, you know, and that can translate into many different types of offenses. You know, you can put elements and what they're doing now and what I'm seeing from Arthur Smith, he's combining various elements of other offenses in his offense, but it's a predominantly running scheme. Now, the passing game and everything associated with it is going to have to be the emphasis now. Passing.
Rusty.
Wait a minute. I see old Billy Goat down there in the bottom wiggling his head. What's going on down here? That's Steve. What?
That's the man of the hour.
The man throw away all them wife beaters and get him a full shirt one day. Now you go talk. I'm already pissed off, John. Don't come in with that nonsense. What's going on, fellas?
What's up, Steve?
I can't call it, fellas, man. I'm at work, obviously, man, but I got a chance to see that debacle, man. Where you want me to start, Tidy?
Let's see. We can start. What I started with today was I felt like this wasn't a game that Arthur Smith really truly wanted to win, and it was more of a quarterback evaluation game with Ritter having 33 passing attempts and Coach obviously going for it on 4th downs when traditionally and you wouldn't go for it on 4th down. So I really felt like, you know, we don't like to use the word tank, but I don't think the Falcons really trying to win. So however you want to start, you know, just go ahead. You got it.
Well, it's funny you say that because I'm looking now that we are officially eliminated, not that we weren't mentally eliminated a couple of weeks ago. You almost had to start looking at this thing at close to top 5. If I'm not mistaken, I think that loss, if everything works out, might put us at 6. If I figure it out right, I think it's number 6. So we may have to start looking in that direction. The one thing I'll say about this team, man, the one credit I'll give Arthur Smith is, man, these cats don't give up. And we can go for moral victories. I get all of that, but these cats don't give up. That being said, Arthur Smith, if it was up to me, I would be trying my best to find the most creative offensive person to come in here and save my job, because you need to get the play calling taken away from you.
Steve, do you think that man, and you're right now, you're right, but when you bring an offensive coordinator in there, is he bringing his own scheme or is he calling Arthur Smith's scheme?
Do you remember when Dan Quinn that last year was kind of called to the carpet about how his defense was being called, and he basically had to give the reins to Raheem Morris in the end, because this is one of those situations. Listen, I will tell y'all right now, and I know I'm not trying to spoil, because I wait for Tidy's grades at the beginning of the week like everybody else. Ritter took a nice step up to me. If y'all look at the crispness of some of those throws, don't get me wrong, he had some rookie mistakes too, but he looked good. Man, when last time we had a quarterback have over 200 yards passing in a game? And
that boy looked good.
And I like the step up we've made. But again, and I put this on Tidy's post earlier during the game. Washington 19, Pittsburgh 19, New Orleans 21, Baltimore 20. The defense is doing their job as far as points are concerned. You have to support the defense. We have not been doing that.
Steve, did you catch the stat we put up maybe about 15, 20 minutes ago?
I missed it, brother. I missed it. What you got?
The last 7 games, the Falcons have averaged 16.4 points per game on offense, which ranks 30th in the NFL. But the defense catch all the flat.
Y'all realize the Texans scored 19 points today. The Texans, the worst team in the league, scored 19 points. They scored 1 touchdown today. 1. Think about that, y'all. They scored 1 touchdown. I don't know.
And we, man, this thing in a year has just completely flipped. I mean, just like a cheap Waffle House waffle. It flipped. We worried about holding people to a certain amount of points, and now we can't score. But going back to my question to you, Steve, see, we discussed, I think a few weeks back, it was way early in the year when I was traveling, and I remember doing a live from a pickup truck in Oklahoma someplace. And we were talking about Arthur Smith's offense and how restrictive and limited and heavy run oriented it is, and how we weren't going to ever, if we got behind significantly, we did not have the plays in the playbook as I was impressed during that time to be able to come back. Okay. And looking at how Arthur Smith is, and gentlemen, y'all just tell me if I'm right or wrong. I do not see Arthur Smith is a control freak.
Yeah,
he is a control freak. Yeah. And go ahead. Did somebody say something?
No, keep going, John.
Okay. No, go ahead, John.
Okay, Arthur Smith is a control freak. For him to get just the idea, and this is how I'm impressed, just the idea of him giving up the offensive coordinator reins, number one, how he has people cross-training and all of his assistant coaching duties. Number two, I don't see him being the type of person that's going to allow, number one, somebody else to call his offense, and heaven forbid, number two, somebody to bring an offense in here other than what he has brought here. So you may, in my opinion,
Can I answer that real quick before you?
Go ahead.
I'll go after you.
You don't have the equity to not.
Steve, you froze.
And ain't no telling what you're gonna be this year on this team. You're not in position to make calls like that. You ain't got the credit limit to make calls like that yet. If you're Bill Belichick, you can do it all day. Right now, you dealing. dude, you don't have the food stamps. You don't have the Bitcoin. You ain't got the yellow rubles. You ain't got no credit to be stubborn. Right now, you're looking at 2 straight losing seasons. I think, Toddy, we were talking about that earlier about I think we talked about a while ago. This is the first Falcon coach to not have a winning season in his first 2 years as coach in a long time.
Under Arthur Blank ownership.
Right. So I mean, at some point, we got to put our foot down and say, yeah, bro, but whatever your plan was, it's not working. And
like,
we have a Rudy Poot roster. I get that. But when you're this close, when we've been this close and we've been saying this for the last 6-7 weeks, that's coaching. That's something that you're doing internally that's not allowing you to be a winner. So to your point, John, I kind of agree with you saying. And where you were going, I should say.
You have to look at it like this. Like, we started off the season as a top 10, 15 offense for majority of the season. For the first 9 months of the season, we was in the top 15. And then he wanted to start getting cute, trying to expand on what we were capable of doing. And it went downhill. Now we're going to switch quarterback. And it's still not working. We're getting the yardage. Today, we finally got the passing yardage that we've been looking for all year. But none of it turns to a passing touchdown. So you're still relying on the run game. I think he needs to bring in a bona fide offensive coordinator. They collab together like DQ did when he brought in the quality control coordinator. But DQ just made him move a little too late. He couldn't shake back from that. So even though the quality control coordinator was in place, it was too late. Everything was, the momentum of what he had already built up was rolling downhill. And that would cost him his job.
Well, here's the problem here, gentlemen. Here's the problem here, gentlemen. The thing of it is, I believe Blank's gonna have to mandate it with Arthur Smith. He is going to have to mandate that he brings in an OC here that that as you say, Winston, they collaborate on.
Well, hold on though, David. Like, but that's a real risky lake to try to swim in as an owner.
As an owner, you can't sit there and come in and tell I'm gonna hire you to do a job. But hey,
the reason I say that,
I'm not give him free reign to hire who he wants to hire, but he's gonna have to give up some of these responsibilities.
But hold on though, like you got to think as an owner. Hold on, let me say this.
Go ahead, Zach.
As an owner, one thing that Blank was criticized about heavily earlier in his Falcons ownership was he was too hands-on. Now, these last 3 or 4 years, Blank has repeatedly told us in the media, I'm stepping back. Stepping back. Even with the Matt and the Julio stuff, he said, you know what? That's no longer my decision. That's Terry's decision. That's Arthur's decision. So if he steps back into it, now you might have a problem with ownership, head coach, and maybe even general manager. So I don't know. The way I'm looking at it now, if you believe in these guys to hire them, you got to let them do it the way they want to do it. I don't really like the mandate things at this point. Just my opinion.
And I hear what you're saying, but I hear what you're saying, Tidy. But right now, as we say, this is a business, and I am flat out looking at the numbers. And the numbers say whatever you're doing, whatever you're doing right now for the past few weeks, it's not working. Because since we were 4-4 and in first place, we were what? At that point, we were what? 4th in rushing. We were 8th in the league in explosive plays. Where are we at right now?
Okay,
So
I'll say this.
Not working.
And be honest. Do we have the personnel for it?
No, we don't. No, we don't. You right about that. No, we don't.
You have to understand that everything that we accomplished at the beginning of the season was something new. We wasn't doing this last year, so teams didn't have tape on it. None of the stuff that we doing this year, we had tape on from last year. So what we accomplished and the numbers we was able to put up in the beginning of the season, you cannot expect the same thing when you know for a fact you have a limitation at a quarterback position, you have a limitation at the center position, you got a limitation in the pass rush position, you have a limitation on the other side of your star corner, and both of your safeties are liability. But teams don't have a tape on it. You got to think about it. Jalen Hawkins started some last year, but he got concussed and he was out. Richard Grant was getting rotated in, but he won't get a whole bunch of playing time like that. Right? Drew Darman, brand new, because he won't start last year. Elijah Wilkinson wasn't here last year.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Mariota, but we had Matt Ryan last year, so we was more pass oriented than run oriented. Right. So you got to think about it. So what we put on the field at the beginning of the season, teams was not ready for that. So we ran it up, and then they all right. Well, I got 5 weeks of tape. I got 6 weeks of tape. I got 7 weeks of tape. I know how to stop this. I know how to slow this down. I know I'm not gonna be able to really contain this run game because that's gonna click. But I do know if I put it all on that run game, that quarterback is not gonna make it work. He's not gonna be able to take advantage of what we're gonna give him.
Another key thing that
and that's
we
when
hadn't
the
mentioned
numbers
yet is we did lose number 8. And
True.
we're probably not realizing what he brought to this offense until now.
A whole lot.
That is true.
A whole lot.
That is true.
A whole hell of a lot. Like if anybody sit there and say that Kyle Pitts ain't bring his impact is not felt in these last couple of weeks, you're a damn lad.
That is very true. That is
also,
very
Steve,
true.
I want to.
He makes a big difference.
Yeah, he makes a big difference.
Instead of running the bracket over Kyle Pitts, I can just run the bracket over Drake London.
Right.
And not worry about the rest of your receiving core.
Right. Also, real quick, Steve, I want to replay this. We already listened to it and gave our thoughts. I want to play this for you, Steve, and tell me what you thought since you just recently came in.
You got it.
How are you feeling right now after this?
No, disappointed, man. You know what I'm saying? You try so hard, whatever, but same shit, different year. You know what I'm saying?
What's that like? What you just said, same stuff. To have another stretch like this, where you keep fighting, but it's the results that you're not wanting.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You got to keep fighting, but everybody fight. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to win some games. We got to finish strong as we can, but to be able to not, even have a chance to be in the postseason and mess that up. You know what I'm saying? It's frustrating.
Does this stuff kind of hit you when the playoffs officially come off the table?
Yeah, it hit me. I don't know if everybody around them. It bothers me very much, and we'll see how everything else shake out.
How are you?
So you want my translation?
Yes, sir.
My translation is the rest of these boop-boops don't want to win. If y'all don't want to win, please send me to where I'm needed. Please send me to where I can be used. That's what that when he turned around and looked at the rest of the locker room, it looked like where everybody. Well, I'm playing, so I don't know about everybody else. I think this is where Terry has to pull Grady aside, because I'm gonna tell y'all what. Now that we going to the end of the year, Grady had a really nice year.
Yes,
and
he did.
He had a bounce back.
He's definitely a Pro Bowl snub.
And the problem is Grady is saying, look, y'all, I sat here through these last 5 years losing seasons with the rest of y'all. Y'all got 1 year to get me right, Cause these cats right here, they not feeling this loss like
Yeah.
I am.
I was there through that 28-3. I was there. I set a Super Bowl record. I was there. Somebody help me.
Yeah.
So Steve,
Well,
you saying he's starting to teeter a little bit to Julioville?
Man, did you see it? Did you see
I
that man?
think the look on his face, especially when you heard the words eliminated from the playoffs, and when he said the guy asked him about how he felt, and he turned around and looked as if to say, I'm the only bloop, 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 that care about what this just happened. I'm the only one. And when you get into that mode, and I understand this right after the game and they threw a mic in front of you, but Grady feel that stuff. I like it, but I don't like it because that means Grady might be trying to find his way out of here. And your dream of Grady leaving this team on the trade, Tidy, could come
Let's see what happens with the salary cap if we trade.
That man said, he said that I feel
I'm sorry, go ahead.
people are, he said I get tired of losing year after year. And they say that we was on the cusp of making the playoff, but we still ain't doing, we still losing. That sounds like somebody that's tired of what this front office is able to put around him. I've been saying this all year long. Grady needs some help. Point blank period. There is no if or buts about it. Because the way that we restructure his deal, well, the way that he got his extension, whatever, he can force the trade. Grady can't force the trade.
But remember, they put some voidable years, and Tidy, if you look at it, I'm sure you're looking at it. They put some voidable years
on the back
end of his contract. I think what you saw was a frustrated Grady, but he had to have known coming into this season that they weren't going to be able to do anything until next year. I think it's just the reality of, you know what, fellas, this is it. And when this is it hits you for the year, knowing that all you're going to be doing is shooting up and just earning a paycheck the next couple of weeks, you have no mid-January to look forward to. I think it hits you. And it's hard, man. And the good ones, they feel it. Yeah. The good players, they feel it. And I think Grady is one of them cats that feel it, Tidy. But I hear what you look. I know what you alluding to, Slick. I know what you alluding to. You trying to get rid of my number 97, Tidy. I see what you're trying to do. But I think they're gonna pull him aside, Tidy, and calm him down.
Long as we didn't pay him $20+ million a year, I'm good with it.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
Working, man.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna say this. Now, and I keep hearing people saying this, and Steve, you just said it, that this is a bounce back year for Grady.
Yes.
It's bounce back only on the stat sheet because this man been playing like this ever since he's been here. Okay, he's been covered over because they, not even considering the fact that they holding him all the time, that they grabbing him, that they know that he's the only thing we got. He don't have no help. You remember what did I tell? What did I tell you? I wanted my folk from for that offensive and defensive line, either or the SEC or the Ring of Fire. I want the thickest ankles you can get out there on that field to go beside him, so that at his size and at his weight and at his strength, he can get in there. And I mean, Grady has been doing this ever since he's been here. Now, this year, just like you guys are saying, especially you, Steve, just like you said, when this is it comes with 2 games left to play, what you doing? What you doing? Because this is it could have come 2 games before, or just like it's been doing with the Ryan years, this is it was at the bye week. And he don't want this is it to be there after the bye week, because that meant last year that there was 7 more meaningless games to play. All right. Now, something else. Now, this team right now, it's going to be, it's getting close. It's getting close because I'm seeing it out of people's dejected heads dropping down, the way that the people get up off the bench from the defensive side of the ball to go back out on the field. This thing could very easily turn into the Buddy Ryan, Kevin Kilbride show. Remember that?
Well, the difference in that, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh.
The difference in that situation, though, you had a winning team. It's a difference in that particular team where you had a pretty solid defense and an offense that wasn't quite doing the job for them, and they had to kind of cover them up. And I get the spirit of what you're talking about, but that's a little bit different of a situation. And in this particular thing, I think Grady is somebody that I think is just I think he feels, man. I think he feels this stuff. And not to say that the other players don't, but Grady is the last one, and Jake, they're the last ones on the field that know what it feels like to make the playoffs, to know what it feels like to get to play on the national stage at the Super Bowl.
Right.
And it's frustrating when you get back and now you're looking at the room, all the friends, all the camaraderie of the guys who won are gone, and it's just you. And then you start thinking about how old is Grady? 20 what?
29.
29
is ticking.
I mean, you're getting to that point where, wow, do I really want to hang around for a quote unquote rebuild, or is it time for me to go? And I think this coming season, I think you'll see Grady. I think that was a one shot off on this one right here. I think you'll see Grady back next year after they fill some spots. I just think it was just frustration today.
I don't.
John Harris, do you see that tweet on the screen, John?
Mm-hmm.
You talked this up, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. See, it, boy.
You've been talking about that, John, the last 2 weeks. I got to give you credit because that's what I saw you've been talking about.
About them sleeves.
You've been talking about them sleeves.
Yeah, and see, I started out with the gloves. What the hell you need them gloves on for if you can't catch the ball?
And the sad thing, he literally wrapped up after he caught the ball.
Yeah,
he literally wrapped up.
Yeah,
literally.
Yeah.
But them sleeves, he couldn't hold on to it. He still couldn't hold on to it after he got it. It's one thing to play football and use proper equipment. It's something else to be looking pretty. I don't need no pretty football players where when you put the gloves together, it form the Falcon and all that type of stuff.
That's everybody though, bro. That's the NFL.
That's
not just
that's what I'm talking about. I'm saying the same thing about everybody.
Right.
If you can't catch with this equipment that you brought on, you don't need to have it on. I don't care who it is. I mean it. And those sleeves. Why?
You and a little Thundercat we got in here.
That's ABG Jeff. What's up, Jeff?
What's going on, Jeff?
What's up?
How you doing, brother?
Good.
What you got on this game today, man? Tell me.
It was a disappointing game. I didn't get it. I didn't get the game on TV.
Oh, okay. You listen?
I watched it. I watched it on YouTube.
Okay.
And TikTok.
Okay.
But it was a disappointing game. We didn't have our offense quite good. We fumbled the ball. We had that really good blocked field goal.
Yeah.
Which.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
Yeah, congrats to the Ravens. And I just think that Desmond Ridder isn't the guy for a quarterback.
Oh wow.
Uh-oh.
So Jeff.
Shots fired.
Jeff, man, you gonna get along, Joe. I like how you think.
So Jeff,
definitely playing no game, man.
Let me ask you, Jeff. who it right now, if you had the decision, if you were Arthur Blank's son, or you said daddy, who should we go out and get as quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons? Who would be your choice for a quarterback?
For quarterback, well, there is a possibility that we might get Lamar Jackson next year.
Would you like that?
Yes.
Why?
Yes, I would.
Why?
Jeff, let me ask you. You've automatically become my new best friend. I don't like the rest of these guys over here, but you have become my new best friend, Jeff.
Oh, hey Jeff.
Yeah.
On your phone, download an app called Dofu Sports app. DOFU Sports app. All one word. That'll give you access to any game, anytime, and it's for free.
Okay.
Jeff, let me ask you this while we're talking to you. I know you say you don't think Desmond Ridder is the guy. Why do you say that? In your opinion, Jeff, why don't you think Ridder is the guy?
I think he has the accuracy, but I don't think we're a passing team. And I think we're a really good running team, but I don't think but I just don't think that he's going to be the guy because he can't handle the big defenses. Like the Ravens defense was holding up really well. Same with the Saints. Their defense was really good. They're a good defense. And all those games, we were all watching the preseason games where he was in, and we thought he might be the guy. But then now we're getting into the season where he's up against those big defenses and he isn't doing as well. And I think he has the accuracy to be a good quarterback, but I just don't think that he could be the guy for the Atlanta Falcons.
Hey, Jeff, do you see that in the middle right next to our host, Tidy? There's a big kind of Warriors-looking guy in a white T-shirt. He was a big fan of Matt Ryan. Let me ask you a question. Do you think we should have kept Matt Ryan, or do you think we made the right move by moving on to whether it be Desmond Ridder or whoever the next quarterback is?
I think we should have kept Matt Ryan and have him one more season and then get other players and get other like wide receivers and stuff, like because we probably would have been a playoff contender if we would have kept Matt Ryan and those guys that didn't move, just like Julio Jones and Matty. And because I think that we just needed to keep him for one more season and see if we get any wide receivers or new running backs, because I think we could make the playoffs if we because we were doing really well with the run game with Cordell Patterson. But now I don't know why Arthur Smith went away from the run game. It's just Arthur Smith just has no QBs to work with because Marcus Mariota is hurt and Kyle Pitts is hurt, and Drake London is like the only guy that we have out there that's really doing it to show that the Atlanta Falcons can win their games.
Hey, look, Jeff, you don't want to give Desmond Ridder just a little bit of a break because, it's just his first couple times out there?
Yeah. Yeah, he did well for his first couple games. It was tough for him, but I think that we just need to get a new quarterback. But this was his first 2 starts, but I just don't think he's ready.
Fair enough.
Jeff,
Hey, Jeff.
I just
Hell
heard
no.
you talk bad about a real slide. You kind of said something about Arthur Smith. Do you like Arthur Smith as our head coach, or do you think
Yes.
we should go somewhere else?
Yeah, I think he's a good coach, but I just think that he has no QBs to work with, and I'm not hating on the quarterbacks, but he just doesn't have a quarterback to work with. And since we have most of our guys are injured, and so I just don't think that I think we should keep him for a head coach. I think he's a great coach, but he just has no QBs to work with.
Hey, Jeff. Jeff.
Yeah.
How old are you, Jeff?
11.
You playing any sports now?
Yeah.
What you playing?
I played football, and now I'm moving on to basketball and baseball.
Okay. Now, what position you playing football?
Quarterback.
Okay.
Okay.
So I guess I'm talking.
That's why he's so critical on Ritter.
I see.
Nobody wanted that.
Yeah, I'm talking. No, I ain't nothing I can tell him. Ain't nothing I can tell him.
Let me ask you this real quick, Jeff. If we don't get Lamar Jackson, are there any quarterbacks in college that you like? Do you keep up with college? Do you like any of the college quarterbacks coming up?
Well, since we're in the top 4, there still is a chance that we could get the Ohio State quarterback.
Oh,
CJ Stroud. Okay.
So that's who I have in mind. Is the Ohio State quarterback, or yeah, I honestly want. I don't want a running quarterback like Lamar, and I don't want a passing quarterback. I want kind of both.
Got it.
Like kind of like
there you go.
kind of like Marcus Mariota,
Something like Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, someone that can do both and be accurate at both.
Yeah.
You know, Ryan Tannehill probably will be available at the end of the season. Would you pick him up?
I would definitely pick him up just because we don't. I honestly think that I think we should probably pick up a quarterback, but then just spend all of our money, because we have $70 million to spend on the off season.
And then after we drop Mariota, we would have another 12 million.
Yes. Yeah.
So what do you think we should do with the money?
I think we get a good quarterback, but not spend tons and tons of money on him, and fill in a couple of spots with our money that are not great, but not terrible, accurate players. So we need good players, but not great. But we need a quarterback that's good and that can do what we want him to do, but then mostly fill all of our money on a couple of other players that we need to fill in that are accurate but not great and not horrible. And just spend all of our money on a couple of defensive fixes and offensive fixes.
So Jeff, in your opinion, what position do we need to fix first and foremost?
I think because our defense, I'm not fully sure on this because I don't get any of the NFL games on TV, but I honestly think that I don't think we can stop the passing game. So I think we need a couple of cornerbacks.
You're right about
that. Okay. So which corners do you have your eye on? Hey, Jeff, is you there?
Yeah, Jeff.
Yeah. Jeff left.
He'll be back. He'll be.
Hey,
look, Jeff ready, man.
Jeff might have went to open his Christmas present.
I'm back.
He's taking all the smoke these days.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
Before because I'm gonna let the fellas go because I actually am working right now, but it's been real cool talking to you. Let me ask you a question off the cuff. Hey, you 11 years old, man. What you want for Christmas, bro? Because I mean, let's talk about that real quick before I put you back with these guys. What you want for Christmas?
I was doing. I wanted a mic since I'm a YouTuber.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So look, tell everybody where you are on the YouTube because I would love to hear. I'm listening to your little analysis right there. For somebody that don't watch NFL games, you got a lot of knowledge, man.
Yeah. What's my channel name?
Yes. What's the channel?
On YouTube, it's Grizz Nation.
Grizz?
Grizz Nation?
Nation.
Spell it for me, cause spell it for me.
GRIZNATION. Grizz Nation.
Can you type it into the chat?
Yeah.
Type it in there.
Type it in the chat.
I'm gonna let y'all hang with. If I don't talk to any of y'all, Merry Christmas to y'all. Appreciate the vine as always, Tidy. And I'll catch y'all. I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna go out here and deliver this mail since John left us.
Let them know where they can find you at, Steve.
I'm at Uncle Steve's Lounge on YouTube. I'm not as crisp and polished as Jeff, but I promise y'all, if y'all come check me out, we're gonna talk good football and we'll be good, okay?
Appreciate you, brother.
Say it one more time.
Uncle Steve's Lounge on YouTube.
Subscribe, people. Subscribe.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate you coming on, Steve.
Subscribe.
Thank you,
It's great content every time.
Also, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here myself. We doing some new Christmas Eve bowling with the family, so I don't want to be that guy that's late. So I'm gonna check out myself. Appreciate everybody joining me. Appreciate you, Jeff. Appreciate you, John. Appreciate you, Winston, David, Uncle Steve. It's been so real, y'all. I'm out of here.